Welcome to the Explainer. So let's talk about credit repair. Is it legit help or is it just a waste of your hard-earned money? We're going to dig in and find out.
You see questions like this pop up all the time, right? This one from a user on Reddit really cuts through all the noise and gets right to the heart of it. With so many companies making these huge promises, how do you know who to trust? Okay, so to get to the bottom of this, here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the document that started it all, your credit report. Then we'll jump into the whole debate around paid services, check out some new ways to build credit, and uncover the legal power you already have. And finally, we'll land on the big verdict. Should you do it yourself or pay for the convenience?
All right, section 1. Let's start at the very beginning and really understand the thing we're trying to fix in the first place, your credit report.
So what is a credit report? Well, the easiest way to think about it is like your financial report card. And believe me, it's not just banks looking at it. We're talking landlords, insurance companies, sometimes even employers use this thing to make some pretty big decisions about your life. So let's take a look at what one of these reports actually looks like. It's usually broken down into a few main parts. You've got your personal info, any public records, think bankruptcies, that kind of thing. And then, of course, the big one, the detailed history of all your credit accounts.
Okay, so all that information gets crunched into a single number, your credit score. But here's the thing you absolutely have to know. Not all of it is created equal. In fact, a whopping 65% of your FICO score boils down to just two things, your payment history and how much debt you're carrying. That's it. That's why those two areas are so incredibly important. So if that report card has some, let's say, needs improvement marks on it, the million-dollar question is, can you and should you pay someone to scrub it clean? And this is where things get interesting.
Look, the main pitch for these companies is pretty straightforward, and it's something we can all understand. Convenience. They're not selling some magic wand or a secret trick. They're selling you back your time. They'll do the tedious work so you don't have to.
But, and this is a big but, there's a really strong counter-argument here. The law that gives you the power to challenge errors, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, was written specifically for you, the individual consumer, to use. So, some legal minds argue that when a third-party company sends a dispute for you, it might not have the same legal teeth. It could even be seen as, well, kind of meaningless. And listen, this isn't just some legal theory. The whole industry can be a bit of a minefield. I mean, the government's own consumer watchdog, the CFPB, has gone after some of the biggest players in the game, like Lexington Law, for allegedly illegal stuff. That right there tells you just how careful you need to be. So when you strip it all away, here's the deal. Yeah, you might save some time, but you're paying, sometimes a lot, for something you can do yourself for free, and there's absolutely zero guarantee it'll even work. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. Instead of just trying to remove the bad stuff, what if you could add good stuff to your report? This is where a whole new trend comes in, getting credit for the bills you're already paying.
The idea here is it's just so appealing, right? For most of us, rent is our biggest single payment every single month. And for decades, paying it on time did absolutely nothing for your credit. These new services want to flip that script completely by reporting that good payment history to the bureaus. So, the big question is, does it actually work? Well, according to a 2024 study from the CFPB, the potential is definitely there. People who use these rent reporting services saw their scores go up by an average of 46 points. That's huge. That can be the difference between getting approved or getting denied for a loan. But, and you knew there was a but coming, it is not a guaranteed win. For some people, it can backfire in a big way. Just look at this one user, a jaw-dropping 127-point drop right after signing up. It's a really powerful reminder that messing with your credit file, even when you think you're adding good stuff, can have totally unpredictable consequences. And if you do decide to check this out, you'll see the market is just flooded with options. They're all over the place with costs. Some are free, some will set you back a fair bit. But here's the most important thing to look for, the real key detail. Do they report to all three major credit bureaus? Because if they don't, its impact is going to be pretty limited. Okay, so we've talked about what you can pay other people to do. Now let's get to what might be the most powerful tool in your entire arsenal. What you can do all by yourself for free. And this all hinges on one critical piece of federal law, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, or FCRA. You gotta understand, this law is your best friend here.
It was literally designed to give you, the consumer, the power and the rights to control your own financial story. And that power comes from a few key rights that are just fundamental. You have the right to see what's in your file for free. You have the right to challenge anything that's wrong, and the credit bureaus have to fix it if you're right. Now, here's the kicker, the part that ties it all together. This legal process, it's the exact same process the paid credit repair companies use. There's no secret handshake. And using these rights isn't like you have to be a lawyer or anything. It's a pretty clear 4-step process. You grab your 3 reports, you comb through them looking for mistakes, you file a dispute with any bureau that's showing the error, and boom, the clock starts. They've got 30 days to look into it. It's not instant, but it is straightforward. Which, brings us right back to the beginning, to that big choice you have to make. So when you put it all side by side, the picture gets pretty clear. The DIY route, it's free, it's empowering because it's your legal right, you're in the driver's seat. The paid services, well, they cost money. They're selling you convenience, sure, but the results aren't guaranteed, and as we saw, it can even be risky. So at the end of the day, there isn't one answer that's right for everybody. The law gives you the knowledge and the power to do all of this yourself. The companies are just selling a shortcut. So the real question, the one only you can answer, is what's your time worth?